what's up? Today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make bounce trap. If you don't know what that is, it's like trap but bouncy. Took a lot of thought to come up with that definition. And yeah, let's get into this. So with bounce, first thing you want is a melody. So you want to get some sort of like pluck and just make a really simple melody with it. Using this kind of stutter right here too. Stuff like that always sounds cool. And for effects, I had stereo shaper, effects, phaser, lo-fi, destructor for some chorus, pretty blood overdrive, and EQ, just taking out the low end. And I think I made it somewhat stereo. So yeah. Next you want the 808. The 808 for the first, well, I used two 808s. So for the first 808, I just had this plug 808. Plug works completely fine for bounce. I just do some fruity blood overdrive, EQ, chorus, and wave shaper. That's what I did for the 808. And then for the pattern, generally what you want to do for bounce is get some 808 pattern. You don't want the 808 notes to be too long to maximize, some more bounce. You can kind of do these like kind of skip things. I don't know what to call them, but just to kind of add some more bounce, some high notes. I did some slides. What I did was I made the slide notes shorter to kind of give it a more bouncy feel, as you probably guess. And I also added some panning. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. And there's a part right here. Bit of panning, and yeah, so adds more bounce, adding these like 3 notes. And then also did some triplets right here, just kind of switch it up. And then second 808 I used was not a plug 808, it was this 808. This one for the mixing had EQ, low overdrive, EQ, sound goodizer. Again, short 808 notes, short slides, 808 stutter. This part where the 808 kind of jumps around a little bit. I just like that pattern a lot. And that's the 808s. Next you want the kick. The kick, very important, I must admit. You shouldn't go too hard, but it doesn't want to be soft either, if that makes any sense. Sounds like this for my song. And then I did sidechain it. And then another thing I did with the kick was I layered it with the stomp. And the stomp was stereo, so it wouldn't like mess with the kick frequencies and all that. This adds this bouncy feel to it, And then with the kick, you want to kind of do some stutters, stuff like that. Just mess around, see what sounds good, sounds bouncy. Next, the other drums got hi-hats. Made an interesting hi-hat pattern. You can see the velocities are kind of going everywhere because I kind of just clicked randomly, make it feel a bit more bouncy. Also, I had the hi-hats on shift. If you go from here to here, then you can just put this on shift. So it kind of shifts it so it's offbeat a little, has bouncy feel to it. Also, I had this clap. This is bounce, and you just add claps. Okay. I also layered the clap with snare, exact same pattern. Not much to say there. And I also had these like weird glitch sounds that I added, just to kind of add it in the background. Doesn't really do much. Just there to kind of give it a glitchy feel. And then I also had this perk loop, just to kind of add more to the drums. Added EQ to that, reverb, and then I put effects, put Vox on it. I don't know, it's interesting. With bounce you can kind of mess around, make some interesting stuff. There's a lot of freedom. And then the other thing was, at the beginning, I had the melody pitched down. So when it starts, it's pitched down, but then it fades into the pitched up one. Just kind of cool effect. I also had reverb and destructor, just kind of starting things that kind of fade out for the drop. Another thing I added was on the second part, I added this flute melody right here. So nothing crazy, just wanted to add some more melodic elements because it's pretty basic in terms of that. Just EQ, reverb, chorus, effects. Been using effects a lot. And yeah. The other thing I did was there were a few pauses in the beat, just certain parts where I felt like there could be pause and it would be good. On the slides and then on this part. And that's pretty much all for the bounce beat. Bounce beats aren't like crazy complicated. By all means you can make them crazy complicated, but I figured for the tutorial I'll keep it pretty simple. And yeah. Alright, here's a full beat. Hopefully you learned something from this. See you guys next time.